So today we're going to explore a little bit of the alternative to Microsoft Office. Now for the class here, what do you know as alternatives to Office? PowerPoint in particular.
Prezi.
Prezi, that's right. We're going to do a little Prezi project. Any other alternatives? What do you use on a Mac?
I use PowerPoint.
Anybody use a Mac?
I do, but I use PowerPoint.
You use PowerPoint?
Yeah.
Is it Pages? No, that's their Word. That's their document. There's Pages. There's Presenter. Is it Presenter?
I think it's called like Slides or something like that. I don't know. I never used it.
Okay. There's Pages. I think. I don't remember now. It's been so. I haven't used it on my Mac for a while. What's that?
Keynote.
Yeah, Keynote. That's it. Keynote on a Mac. Prezi. Other alternatives. One alternative I want you to be familiar with is what we call LO presentation, but it's actually, the software is LibreOffice. Now I have downloaded this for you to save you time on the server, but in order to install it, here's what you need to do. And you're going to learn a little bit about how to connect to other computers if they have files that are available to you. So if you bring up your Windows Explorer, then right-click on this PC. You're going to connect to what we call a share on another computer. So right-click on this PC and click Map Network Drive. Right-click Map Network Drive. Doing something a little bit geeky here. Yeah, bring up your Windows Explorer. Right-click on this PC, Map Network Drive. Not Internet Explorer, the File Explorer. You find the File Explorer, and then right-click on my PC, and then Map Network Drive, or this PC or computer. Okay, and under Map Network Drive, we're going to put this address in here. Oh, I guess it's a little hard to read. It's 10.128.7.25. That's the address of the computer in this room. And then another backslash, public, the word public with a $sign after it. And you're going to click, let's see. Let's try connecting, and if it doesn't work, we'll do connect with different credentials. Then click finish and see, does it bring up a drive showing you, it looks like it's bringing up a drive, and it's showing you a computer, and you see a LibreOffice. You see a LibreOffice file there when it maps. A $sign, just a $sign.
Yeah, I don't know if I have this on under this PC. I don't see any photos.
Right click on this PC. Map Network Drive.
Oh.
There. And then 2 backslashes. That's a /. Right above the enter key. There you go. 10.128.7.25, and another backslash, public $sign. And see right below the Map Network Drive, it gives you an example of what it would look like. And then you see a LibreOffice installed, the second from the bottom, the .msi file. And so it gives you an example of what it should look like with the 2 backslashes going the right way. Try username student, password student, if it asks for one. Try use another account. Try work group and then backslash. Work group, backslash student. And then password student. This lets you in. There we go. And see at the bottom you have LibreOffice 5.1. Go ahead and double click that. We want to install LibreOffice 5.1 on your computer. So you are doing administrative work here on your PC. Eventually, it's going to ask for a password to let you install, and I'll come and give you the administrative password. We don't want to burden you with the administrative password.
What if it already has LibreOffice on it? They just put that in the store.
Oh, that other one's a bad file. See how small it is? That was a download that started and then failed.
I mean,
So what it's doing right now is the little what that's spinning. That's your computer going and getting that file, so it can open it. This is something very useful if you have another PC in the house that you have all your photos on or videos. You don't have to find an external drive, drag your files over to that drive, and then go to the other PC. You could, what you're doing here is you're accessing a file across the network where your computers are connected to. So if you're on a network, you could have one computer that keeps all your stuff. Many people will do this with things like iTunes, where there's one place where all your music is kept. Saves you from having to constantly copy around a huge pile of files. You could have it stored on one computer. And of course, if you have a fast network, it'll make it a little easier too. Once it says, do you want to run this? Go ahead and click Run. And at some point, it may ask for a password as it's doing the install.
how would you start up the network? You just have to use a computer.
Yeah.
The one that you, yes.
And if you have a computer, it's a very easy way to actually do what we call sharing it for other people on the network. So if you're at home, you could have all your files shared to everyone in the house from one computer and not have to go through the pain of copying it by hand to little jump drives. But what's the good thing about jump drives?
They're backup.
Yeah, they act as backups. Because remember, your hard drives are going to fail at some time in your life. And the first time it fails, it will be a panic situation, but you'll be patting yourself on the back saying, no, I have a backup of those very important files. I did not trust my computer to keep them forever. Let me tell you a story. One guy was getting his PC repaired. He brought it in for repair. They gave it back to him all fixed, and his entire drive was erased. He wasn't expecting his drive to be erased, but it's written in the little fine line. When they repair it, they may wipe your drive. He had his family pictures, the only copy of many of his family pictures, on that computer, and he was very unhappy. Now this is taking a little longer than I expected, but
We're all trying to withdraw from one drive right now. Network.
well, I think by the time it's spinning, it has already copied it over. And if you look at the size of the file, it's not huge. It's a 200 megabytes. That shouldn't be that long. So while that's installing, let's take a little look at what LibreOffice is. As one of the many alternatives, let me just demonstrate it here while you're doing the install. How about that? So I'm gonna find my LibreOffice. I'm gonna go to the Apple or the flag key, Windows key, and run LibreOffice. Now you see here in LibreOffice there are many versions. Oh, it needs a password now. Now it's ready to go. All right. Good. When it pops up a password thing, we'll get that in there right away. Have a little race on the install. There's LibreOffice. Look at all the various programs available for LibreOffice. We have Base. That's the database part. You're going to be doing that. Excited about that. Spreadsheets. Look, they have an extra program called Draw. That's not in Microsoft Office. LibreOffice Impress is the PowerPoint equivalent of LibreOffice. LibreOffice Math is their Excel equivalent. They have a Writer, which is their Microsoft Word equivalent. And they're trying to make their little icons look a little bit more like the Office icons. Let me bring up LibreOffice Impress. It is their PowerPoint alternative. This is the latest one, 5.1. What do you think of it so far? little more bland. Yeah, the icon's a little different, a little flatter icons. They tried to arrange it similar to the ribbon in Microsoft Office. Go ahead and do a typical installation if you get that screen. Now, let's try this. Let's do File, New, and Presentation. It doesn't give me any choice at a template. So now I have two presentations. I'll close that second one. We do have the standard title. Well, actually, no, that's your title with content. I click on it. Oh, so it's got the placeholder, very similar. And it's LibreOffice. Welcome to LibreOffice. It's also known as OpenOffice. And the little story about this is the OpenOffice program was out there for a long time, and there were actually governments considering using OpenOffice as an alternative to Microsoft Office because they were trying to cut their budgets like good fiscal responsibility, and they were wanting to use OpenOffice. And I think actually some of them did. Microsoft really made a big stink about it because they didn't want people not using their software and paying them big money. But OpenOffice got popular enough that it actually got bought by a company and became a commercial product. Well, you know, there are programmers out there that are very much evangelists for the software should be free. It's called open source. Have you heard of open source? It's a very popular movement among the geeks of making programs free instead of charging horrible fees for them. That everyone has a right to have good software. Well, the OpenOffice people were those, and so when they got bought and became a commercial product, many of them left and say, okay, we're going to take our skills and we have a copy of all the code. We're going to make another program called LibreOffice. And many of them abandoned the OpenOffice ship and started LibreOffice, which was equivalent to OpenOffice at the start. And they've continued their development of that. And let's put in the CIP password because oh, you're logged in as Mr. Erico. Did you know that? Mr. Erico is the one who should have logged out. So we'll blame him. So LibreOffice is the way they call it a branch from the original OpenOffice. Now OpenOffice continued to get developed, and there's OpenOffice also available out there. And I think because of the uproar, OpenOffice, although commercially supported, has not had continued development on it. But I'm not sure exactly. It changes from month to month. What's the advantage of commercial products?
Companies get enough money to support more improvements.
Yeah. There we go. You're all getting ready to install here. And you should have the password on too. All right. So at this point, they're all being installed. And then, and then once it's installed, go ahead and start an OpenOffice Impress file. And while I'm thinking about it, remember, whenever you install software on your computer, there's always a chance it could crash your computer. If it has a virus in it, only install computer programs that you really, really trust. And even when you go download something, even what seems like a well-known program, I almost made this mistake this morning. I did a search for LibreOffice. I wanted to make sure you had the latest version. I clicked on a site and I was ready to download, and the download failed. And then I realized, wait a minute, I'm not even at the LibreOffice site. It took me to some free download site, and I think the virus detector came up and said, wait a minute, we've just captured a virus. And I was innocently looking for what I thought was the right program. So when you want to make sure you have the legit version of a program, go to that company's website. Don't just do a search and assume that your links are taking you there. There are many nasty sites out there that will take you to a very much Microsoft-looking site and have 50 download buttons all over the page trying to fool you to click here. You have to carefully find the right download and make sure you have as much as you can, find the legit copy of that software. It's very easy to look at something that sounds like just what you want, and it loads lots of bad stuff. One warning, if you're on your company's computer, if you have a job somewhere and they have a computer for you, don't treat that like your home computer and download everything that you ever thought would be a fun little game to play. This was in a factory computer where we were installing software to help make sure they made quality material. This person decided that since he had access to the computer, he discovered he could install software. Partly was our fault for giving them the capability of installing. He started installing games on this computer that's in the middle of a factory. He wasn't there for very long. And I don't want that to be your story. Only install software when it's, you know for sure it's your own computer. Don't install stuff, even if you have the right to, like that password I had, even if you have the password to the administrative can install software, be a good citizen, even though maybe someone else is installing some cute little game or screensaver that seems like it's a perfectly harmless program, it can really mess up your computer. And IT people, as soon as you do it once, the IT people are going to suspect you for any other problem that computers have. That's just the way it happens. That happened to me because I was doing a lot of IT stuff on my own. We were programming things, and once in a while we would do something that we would install our own software because we needed it. Well, guess what? Whenever there was a problem, they'd come to our little lab and say, "Okay, what have you been installing today, folks?" And we said, "It wasn't us, but we were always the first on their list." Okay, so now that you have LibreOffice, start a presentation, and you look here at what I want you to do for it is just a simple thing. Make up a little presentation, and the assignment is simply to make a 3-slide assignment, 3-slide presentation. Put a title page like Exploring LibreOffice or My LibreOffice Assignment. And then all I want you to do on the second page is after, let's do a few things here in LibreOffice, and in your bullet points, give your general impression of LibreOffice. You can compare it to Microsoft PowerPoint if you like, and then have a concluding slide. So the basic point here is just to give you some exposure to an alternative to Microsoft PowerPoint, and we're also going to do Prezi later on because that's a popular alternative. So my first slide, it's titled with content, but that's not a good title slide. Can I change the format of that to a title? Let's see here. Or how about I'm going to insert a slide. Insert, oh, where is the insert slide? Is that a new slide? That's a new file. Where's how about slide? There we go, new page slide. There's my new page. I'm going to click and drag that to the first one. That's going to be my title slide. Oh, here's my properties. I can make it a title slide here. Center text. That's a blank slide. So their format slides show up in a little properties page. Yes, sir. Really? You can start recovery if you like, or just start a new one. You probably didn't have a ton there. All right, we had one crash report so far. Hardly doing anything. So there, go ahead and put that in your bullet point. And another reason, let's go ahead and save it right away. Crashed once already. Uh-oh. So maybe not so compatible with Windows 10. You are my guinea pigs today. This is the first test of the latest version of LibreOffice. Test drive. Control A, Control Shift greater than. Oh, Control Shift greater than, one of my favorite shortcuts, is not available
Maybe I should.
Uh-huh.
How do you get that big box? Like,
Well, that just showed up for me. Let's see if there's a way to. When I made a new slide, it just showed up.
so I click it.
Slide, display master objects, maybe. Let's see if I close this, if I can get this to come back. That's the properties page. That's the sidebar.
Oh, I see. You just click one of the.
Okay, so it's on. It shows up as a sidebar. All right, so I'm going to change this to a bulleted list. Let's see here. I'm in here. How do I make this a bulleted list? Oh, look here, the properties bar over here. So they like the old properties bar, and I'm going to make that bullets. Do a select A and make it, oops, select all the text. Make them bullets. And left align the text. So that properties box shows up as I have text selected. What do you think so far? Little clunkier. It's partly it's different, but I'd say it's a little less friendly looking or less graphical. Do you think it could be used? What's going to be the problem? There's going to be some kind of learning curve. If you want to hand this to someone else, hey, can you fix my presentation? Oh, it's not in PowerPoint. Oh, I'm going to have to figure out how to use LibreOffice. I don't have PowerPoint on this computer. Oh, I've got to use LibreOffice. Well, one thing though is, let's see, is can you save it in PowerPoint format? That sure would be nice.
How do you get the bullets over to the left like that?
Oh, when I clicked on the text, I clicked bullets here when that showed up. And then I have bullets. Let's see if I can do a save as. What formats do I have able to save as? From here I learned that the default type is ODF, Open Document Format. But let's see what other alternatives I have. Look at that. I can save it in Microsoft PowerPoint 2007 to 2013 format. So it will let me export doing a save as. So that's a good thing. Nice thing about PowerPoint, they didn't used to do this until 2007. They will open ODF format. They will open Open Document Format without me having to do the save as outside of LibreOffice. So yes, do a save as, will let me save it in PPT format. So that's a good thing. How about, let's put in a third slide here. I'm going to do a slide, new slide. And did I just crash it by doing a new slide? Sure looks like it. So now I was able to crash it. What's interesting to me is I'm running Windows 8 on this machine. You're running Windows 10, and we both had a crash. And it's not coming back.
When using the LibreOffice,
Oh, there it is.
save all the time.
Yeah, save all the time. I'm going to do start recovery, see how much recovery I can do here. I'm going to do a save as right now before leaving because I see I lost. Where's my, I don't have my thumbnails anymore. There they are. Oh, I didn't lose too much. I'm going to do a save right now before doing anything else. Save. I'm going to save this in my cs101 folder. The name of this assignment is your last name. Actually, I'm calling it LO presentation for LibreOffice presentation. And there I crashed it just by doing the save. Not impressed so far. It didn't used to crash like this on us. And that time it didn't even come back with a, do you want to recover? Not boding well for LibreOffice 5.1. Let me try the save again. Oh, it didn't crash that time. Okay, now I'm going to do a new slide.
What should we say file is?
Last name, LO presentation. I'm going to do another Control S. Looks like a Control S does a save. And this is my conclusion. Possible alternative. Save often. So I'm little unimpressed by having it crash twice on me just during the save. Saving the file, that's the worst time to have it crash. Let's see, can I do transitions? Let's see here, slideshow, slide, oh, slide transition. Let's see what slide transitions are available. Oh, quite a variety. This used to be like 2. So they have added to their transitions. Oh, they even do the Vortex now.
Well, I could crash it.
Yeah. It's not as fancy a Vortex as a Microsoft Vortex. Let's see if F5 does the show. Oh, it's showing it on my main screen. Let me switch the screen. Slideshow settings. Present it on display 1. Okay, let's try this again. Wrong slide. Let's try that again. Slideshow settings. Show on display 2. All right, there we go. There. Here comes my Vortex. Not quite as fancy a Vortex, but better than it used to be. I don't think OpenOffice or Microsoft Office has the static one. That's kind of cool. Can I do apply to all? Let's see. If I pick one, where there's apply transition to all slides. So a different arrangement of their menus, but I could learn to use it. Does it have the random? I love the random. There it is, random. Yep. And apply random to all.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we've got a plain white slide. Can I apply a theme? Remember how we can do themes? Let's see. Can I do slideshow? I'm looking for themes.
Slide design. And at the bottom.
There we go. Way down there. Oh. Not many themes. They sit. Maybe I can go to the LibreOffice site and load other slide designs. I'm a little unimpressed with the previous versions had at least a few choices of themes. So lacking in themes. I'm going to put that down in my notes here. And editing this is a pain. There, finally it came up. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe on the site I could go find a whole download of all the themes. I've just done the basic install. I expect it to have at least a theme or 2 in the basic install. Let's see what we can do with an image, because images are important in presentations. Let's import. Let's try it. I'm going to do a save here. I've done enough. I better do a save before I crash again. Let's do an insert image, and let's see what we have. Oh, it doesn't have an online. Let me go to my pictures, and I've got some pictures there I've downloaded previously. I'm just going to bring in one picture and just see what I can do with images. And you can always download something from images.google.com. I don't see much that I can do unless there's a rotate. Is there a way to rotate this image? There's animation. I'm looking for, can I adjust my image properties? And I'm not seeing much. Image. There's, oh, I can color it. I can do some filtering on it. I can do some posterizing. I can't rotate an image. That's not a huge thing, but remember all my fuzzy edges and cool things I could do? I'm not seeing that possible at all there under the format. So it looks like a lot less capability for doing fancy things with images. I can apply some filters. There's the relief. That's sort of an attempt at a 3D. But I can crop it. But it looks to me like they're depending on, if I want to do fancy things with images, I have to use something external to this program, which is kind of a pain. I'd rather have a few better things in here rather than depending on an external tool like GIMP, which is the open source Photoshop. So I'm going to put there in my bullets, images, much less capabilities, much fewer capabilities, get my English right. Fewer capabilities. Not even a rotate of an image.
Yeah, there.
Yeah.
Oh, were you able to?
Yeah, you just right click it.
Oh, let me go back to that.
Range, convert the curve.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Convert to 3D. I wonder what that means.
Oh, that's cool. Makes it all blocky.
Okay. Position and size. Okay, so it maybe took a little longer to find it. Convert to a rotatable object. Well, it gives me some hope there's maybe more, but again, it'd take a little while to learn the different way. It's quite a bit different from PowerPoint, so you can see this might take a while for me to learn. Remember the transparent color? Can I get that white background? Let's try that one thing, and let's see if I can. Let's see, I'm looking to transparent color. Color.
If you go to right click it, you go to transparency. You right click, you go to edit style.
That's the transparency of the whole image, right?
I don't know, maybe I just saw that. There's a bunch of
Ooh, oh, I'd have to learn all of this stuff, but it looks like it has some capability. I was looking for the part about setting a transparent color. There's transparency of the whole image. I can make the whole image have a transparency. Let's see if that works. Doesn't seem to be working.
That's the way I think it is.
I would expect to be able to see through it a little bit. I'm not seeing through it at all. So I'd have to play with that. Maybe I have to do some other conversions to get it to work. My image might be funky. So that's enough. That's enough on LibreOffice. Just wanted you to get a little exposure to it. Not going to make you do a major project, but just know that alternative. And it took how long to install? About 10 minutes, and we had it installed. It did crash a few times for me, but it hasn't crashed yet. I'm going to do one last save, and no crash on that save. So I'm happy with it so far. But I'd have to take a little time, do a little testing before I say everyone in my office we're converting over to LibreOffice instead of Microsoft Office. Saving us how much? What's the price now for Microsoft Office? About 150? 100?
I don't know. 150.
There is a free version for students. It's that is available to you. Look at for Office 365, and I think on the class page I have a link for that somewhere.
Where like
To download Office, let's see if I have the link here first. So I'll go back to the course. I think towards the top of the class, I think I gave you a link. Maybe not. Well, let's see how we would find it. I would do a search for Office Free Student. There we go, Office for Education. So you can go to Office and Education for Students, get the free version. It's not quite as feature rich, but they are aiming towards mobile and phone capability. So integrating with more than just desktops. Okay, so that's it for LibreOffice. Let's move on then to our second project, PowerPoint 2. Let's just get started on that just to see what we're going to do, and then we'll call it a day.
So we submit the presentation?
Yep. Once you have that LibreOffice, just submit it to the LO presentation.odp assignment. I think that's the suffix it gives it. Let me check. Did I already close mine? I think ODP is the suffix it gives it. I'm going to go browse to where I put mine, make sure cs101. LO presentation.odp. Yeah, it does show up. And it's similar in size to the other one. Microsoft Windows recognizes it because after I install the program, it knows to open that with OpenOffice. Okay, so we have our book here. The next thing we're going to do is make sure you're well comfortable with all the enhancements you can do with pictures, shapes, and a thing called word art that not a lot of people know about. We're going to insert some pictures and actually edit the pictures. There's a cool way you can edit the pictures. Adding shapes, make sure you're familiar with all that, how you can make a simple 4-slide presentation that'll look something like this. We're going to start with a template, and I think we download this template. Let's see on the next page what we do with that. So we start basic PowerPoint, and then they're going to we download a theme. We're going to find that downloaded theme, and let's see what search we do for that. Under Education, we search for a theme, and we should find this theme that looks like that. Colorful nature presentation. Let's see if we can find that. Now this is Office 2016. I wouldn't be surprised if they have different themes available in 2016. Let's give it a try. The downloadable ones shouldn't have changed much. So I'm going to search for PowerPoint 2016. Firing it up. Gonna find under Education. Oh, for some reason I keep getting this message, so I'm gonna yes. I keep telling it yes, make it the default. I do all this and it still asks me the next time.
Hit the checkbox so it doesn't show this message again.
But I was hoping to make it the changes and that it would know. But yeah, I might check that eventually. All right, so we're looking for it. Here's Education. So the browse for the type right here under Education, Online Templates. And now we should find one that looks like this. A little tree with some cartoony landscape. There's a few that look similar, like that title layout. Takes a while to load. There it is, about halfway down. Here's the one we're looking for, Nature Presentation. I'm not sure how they decide to sort these. They're not sorted alphabetically. They're just in the Education category. Double click on that. It will now choose that as my theme, downloading that template. Lots of great templates available, pictures already built in. And I'm going to close the recovery things because I'm happy with what I have. I don't need to recover anything. Before I do anything else, I'm going to do Control S, and I'm going to save it on my PC as Manning PPT2. You would save it as your last name, PPT2. And look, it's already got some slides built in. Templates can come with actually, instead of just the theme, have some example slides. But we're not going to use all of these slides. They're going to delete a bunch of them. So let's see which ones they don't want. So we've got that presentation in. We've started it. And let's see, we're getting rid of slide 1 to slide 4. I can drag through them all and delete them. So we're deleting that nice little title slide. So click 1, shift click on the 4th one, and I can delete it. Another thing you can do, if you're not sure you want to delete something like, you know, I like that one, I want to keep it around but not show it, I can delete these 3, right click, delete. And if I want to keep this around possibly for later, I can right click, hide slide instead of deleting it. It's still there, but it's not going to show in my presentation. So if there's ever a slide that you think, you know, I kind of like that, instead of deleting it, you can hide it instead. You can do that with any presentation where you think, maybe I might use this slide some other time. So I'm just for fun, I'm going to hide that one. And come back here and delete the other ones they don't want. They're also deleting the one with the pictures in here. Wait, let's make sure we have the ones that are deleted. We're deleting those ones with those extra boxes in them because we're going to build our own. Select, shift select. I can hit the delete key as well to delete them. And now I'm going to click and delete a few of the ones with just the blank screen. Blank. I'm leaving just one of these behind. Make sure I got that right. Oh, leaving 2 of them behind, sorry. They look all the same to me. I'm not sure why deleting the 4th and 7th is any different than deleting the 4th and 5th, but I'll do what they say. Control select lets me select slides that are not connected. If I did a shift, if I click and then did a shift select, it selects that with everything in between. I'm going to turn off the selection. Control select toggles the selection of something. Then I can hit delete. So I have a hidden one, unlike the book. I have the start with a picture, one with a little scenery, and then 2. Oh, one has a title in it, one without a title. I'm going to do a Control S, and we'll stop there. And they're going to come back, and they're going to rearrange them. So I can click this guy. I'm going to pull this to the top. So it's just a slightly different title slide. They like this as a title slide better than this one. I kind of like that, a little more interest there. But I've hidden that one instead of deleting it. Now, if I ever want to go to insert a slide and go back to one that had the title, let's see if it's available in my template. Here's a inserted slide. Can I change that layout? Yeah, it still knows the different layouts available. Even though I deleted those, I still have that format available as a slide format by just selecting it from my layout. So the theme has these slide types built in to its layout. And it's in what we call the master pages, the master slides. I'm going to delete that. That was just for example. So now I realize since I have the master slide, I don't have to leave that hidden. I could just delete that. And if I ever wanted to get at that, it's actually built in to my template title slide. But we'll stop there. Come back. Next time we're going to be preparing for the unexpected, putting in our content, and then adding some transitions, modifying pictures, because that's the big thing with PowerPoint, the visual effects. You want to be good at adjusting the visual content of your wonderful presentations. My last thing before I close, Control S, and now I'm ready for next time. All right, we'll stop the recording. Have a wonderful day.